got some exciting news. Holy cow. I gotta show you something. Alrighty, sorry for messy hair day, but this is not a beauty contest. So I just came from the bike shop. That I want to share with you first, and then we go on to the rest later. Oh, you've seen the other upgrades. Let's go through it one by one. What I did this season, obviously financially bound, so I gotta make the smartest decisions on my own. Some of you guys know, some of you don't. So what did I do to keep costs low but still get aerodynamic and speed gains? Number one is a 3D printed bottle holder here in the back. You've seen it with some Canyon Pros. Found a guy that did that. Number one. Number two, you got here air bottle in the front, air bottle holder, like goes close to the chest. Luckily they banned the bottles now for the pros, which is great. Then I got some holders here myself, like how to keep the bottles in that they don't fall, right? That I did. I got a completely new bike fit from Matt Buttrell, UK time trialist. I will only work most likely with the British guys, they're the best in it by far. That allowed me, I got a new spacer here in the front as well, like a small one. And that allowed me to have a complete new bike fit. And I just rode it the second time outside. But let's come to the exciting one right now. Look at this beauty here. First time riding a one by. This is a drag to zero chainring. This is a 60 tooth chainring. I before had a 5642, already upgraded from the standard one back then. I got the bike 2020, bought it myself for super cheap. I got it with a, I think it was a 52 something chainring, but I knew already back then that was too small. Back then 56 was enough. Now my power upgraded, but still you weren't sure unless you were outside, especially with hills, can you push the one uphill? And I just did that. I have 36 cassettes in the back. As you can see here, 62 chainring. And I have to say, what an absolute ridiculous game changer. It's not even funny. I mean, what also changes, I'm still gonna tape it, I don't have the part for it. So the front derailleur is gone, so that obviously is an aero benefit, but what can happen is that sometimes the chain drops off, you know, with a one by, and that you don't want. So there, what Drag to Zero did, you can have a look when you go a bit closer. They designed special kind of tooth system, a bit higher as well, and that kind of really allows that the chain does not drop off or minimizes the chance that the chain drops off. And I just did a few intervals and just a bit moving, and what an absolute game changer, I have to say. In terms of speed production, I mean, no matter what I do this race now in Oceanside in Texas, it's gonna be personal best. Like, it's just, even if I go backwards in watts, which I won't, I'm fit and fresh, it's gonna be exciting. Alright guys, so last check-in from home here from Finland. We had a bit of adversity, as I said before. So what happened basically is I got a small bug, like a small virus. There's been a strong monster virus going around. I mean, all of us know, like post-COVID, there's some stuff going around that's mutated, who knows what the reasons are, but that thing, you know, I talked to then also some friends from the pool, and she said as well she was 1.5 weeks sick with excessive nose bleeding and this headache in the front, and she was at a doctor and checked it. For me, it didn't fully break out in a sense, which is a massive game changer. So I didn't have it in the heart rate, I didn't have it in the system, but I could feel for like literally 10 days at least. I woke up with this strong headache here, and I never have headaches, it's not muscle-wise, anything like that. Plus weakness was a thing. So what I learned from that, several things of course, but as soon as you feel something, which I didn't do because it didn't fully break out, right? It wasn't like considered sick the whole time. I wasn't like in bed with fever, none of it. I just had to rest and do nothing for 2-3 days in a row. I just completely backed out because I started with it and I did like easy training, which is like, you know, zone 1, and it's okay. But the body doesn't recover. If you do 2 days, 2 hours of easy training, you just don't recover. So the big learning is, also for you maybe, as soon as you feel something, literally 2 days on the couch doing nothing. And that might be all you need. Instead of, you know, doing a little bit of dragging out. I wrecked it right away, but that's a learning to wreck even more. And then of course, going further than that, like, why does this happen? Of course, on the one hand, you're as a professional athlete or as any athlete, you're right up there with elderly when it comes to getting any kind of infections or stuff like that. Just you can say it's part of the game, but I like to be accountable, so I don't really believe in that stuff. So I want to minimize the chance of that happening. One thing is that, for example, 3 months ago, this type of virus, the strong it was, came from the gut as well, like stomach. I mean, all over Europe, I know there's been stomach stuff from athletes as well. Everybody had this kind of stuff, so it came from the stomach with me as well. So some learnings, one of them is when you're in the key prep, you have to wrap yourself in cotton, because there were only 2 occasions. Basically, my wife had it, probably got it from a patient. I can't limit that per se, unless she doesn't work anymore as a physio. That's one. The other one is mistake, kind of. I went to the cinema, wanted to see Dune 2, and I took even the zinc tablets, like for the throat, to limit, you know, the bacterial infections there. But it was a full cinema. If there's one guy in your perimeter of 10 meters, it's just, you can't go to the cinema in your key prep, man. That's just not professional. So learning from that, you can do it, of course, in normal phases of your life, but when you're pushing your body and you're kind of in the key prep for a race, unfortunately, especially post-COVID, who knows what happened to our body? Nobody really knows what went on, but you can see everybody's way more sick. There's stronger viruses around, stronger infections, like not just flu and cold stuff, the normal seasonal stuff. There's monsters of virus going around, like whole Finland's been hit with a monster. And the positive from this is, because I started taking these Tinsino products, not sponsored, I'm just saying what I take. It's like omega oil and all these other stuff, high vitamin concentration, what I had back then when I worked full-time in business and I worked hard. I never got sick ever, and I took supplements like that. So yeah, now I'm back on it basically for 3 months. If this virus would have hit me 3 months ago, I would have promised you I would have been knocked out for 2 weeks straight. My immune system was completely compromised. Now it's upgrading, it's slowly coming back. Either you can say, okay, it's not at 100% yet. Could be a point, it's just 3-4 months ago. So I gotta still, you know, sometimes takes up to a few months until your immune system is 110% firing up. So when you have adversity like that and you're kind of forced to be off and you can't train as you want to, you have a couple of options. Either you sulk and say, oh no, and you just think about the immediate future, and that will make you depressed and feel bad. That is one option you can do. A lot of people do that, but the immediate future will demotivate you. The training, the build up, it's not exciting, it's boring. We want to go. So you can either sit in that mode, which I did for 1 or 2 days, and I was like, what the hell am I doing here? This is wasting energy. And the other mode is what I did that. You zoom out, you look for big, ridiculous goals, you set a higher standard, you look for things that caused it, trying to problem solve. How can you optimize this? Some of you guys know I, for example, had this 10-day rhythm with a full off day. It's still good, but I think I can go deeper down that road in terms of, one hand, obviously world-class training, but you have to do world-class recovery, where I think triathlon is absolutely bad in. Everybody just trains and trains, super inconsistent, injured, sick, left and right. So I'm gonna double down on that side, and I'm gonna double down on world-class training. I built a system now, something new. I used the time together with my wife. We double-checked it together with the physiologist and all the things. A new system, which I'm of course not gonna adapt now in the immediate future for Texas for this month. I do what I did before. I'm not one, as you can tell, maybe I'm not doing emotional decisions. I'm calculated, I know what I'm doing. So it's gonna be not immediately trend future, but it will change the rhythm. Also seasonal wise. And I have a feeling it's gonna be something that's gonna change the sport, maybe, but it's gonna change me to levels that gonna be inhumane, I believe. So, because it's just, that system will allow a workload and recovery, both sides, to a level that people just don't do. I mean, if you wanna go super ham and super crazy in training, you gotta go super ham and crazy in recovery. And those two, triathlon endurance sport don't do. Small hint, Niels van der Poel, some of you guys know, the speed skater, a little bit of that, so it's not, I made it up myself, all of it. It is based on things that I researched together, so I'm excited for that one. So excited actually that I want to keep it somehow a competitive advantage, because I don't know how I'm gonna do it, that we either say, okay, on channel we make some kind of channel membership for like €2 a month or €5 a month or dollars, and then for those I shared in a video the live stream and go through my training like I did before. I think that could be an option, because that system, to be honest, I'm so confident in that system that I don't want to share this to everybody. So of course, because once the point comes, you reach a level when it's like completely inhumane, ridiculous performance, which I believe this will get me there, because I already know what I did now got me really good progress in shorter time than I think normal. So this one will be absolute next level, and I don't want people copying me, so I want that system to be a bit secret. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe again for some channel memberships and we can talk through, but it's gonna be exciting. So I just had a bike ride. The body is super fresh now. Yesterday wasn't so good yet. so I just rested a bit more. But today, you know, just with the bike ride and 400 watts on the hills does not feel like 400 watts indoors. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I'm fresh as a daisy. That man is fresh. Gonna be a really exciting race. I do some packing now, some last key sessions, nothing crazy. And then we're gonna be heading out on Tuesday. Now it's Friday. Tuesday, we're gonna be heading out to the States. Long big travel. I'm gonna try to film a bit, of course, in race week as well. But one thing I can already say is that I'm so positively surprised from the professionalism of Ironman, what they do with the new CEO. I'm pretty sure they got a new team and things. So, oh my God, what they did, just what I see, you know, get emails, the communication is so world class, so good. Then like changes, you maybe saw the new website, I can post it on a link below. The Pro Ironman Series website, they made new with all the athletes you can follow. You can see, for example, my profile is pretty fun because you can see all my Ironman results back to 214, right? You can see the whole journey from age group a little bit better, then you can see the results when they got kind of down to shit because I got sick and worked too much, overtrained. You can see the whole journey. It's so cool. And you can see that with everybody. I've been racing Ironman since 2014. That's why I do the sport. This whole chapter was all about Kona, all about trying to get a world championship title with this journey. So it's gonna be exciting. We're just doing some packing and we actually used ChatGPT. I want to show you how my wife found that out. It's hilarious and it actually is freaking good because I have to pack for 4 weeks, right? And some stuff you know, but we're gonna find a packing list. So have a look at this.
ChatGPT that I am traveling to US for 4 weeks, where I will compete in 2 Ironman triathlons. I have one luggage of 23 kilos and a bike bag with 23 kilo weight limit. Can you create a detailed packing list where it all fits within the weight limits? And then it gave like 2 different responses. First, like, certainly, here's a detailed packing list. And then the other one, absolutely, let's make sure you're well prepared for both the Ironman competitions and your personal needs during your trip to USA.
So you can see we're all packed and ready soon. Of course, in the US, there's gonna be footage in all of it. So wish me good luck with the travel, that everything goes well. But I'm gonna roll with any adversity will come my way and we'll make it work. And I look forward to you following along for Oceanside. You can follow on Instagram. There will be some last checks as well, like how to follow live. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, feel free to subscribe, leave a like and comment what do you want to see next. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.